RoyaltyRadio.ca.
Special guest, of course, tonight, you know what I'm saying? This gentleman right here, he's a very talented individual, of course, like everyone else who shows up on the show, or else they wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying? Of course, he recently won the Rated Next DJ of the Year at Stylus Awards. He's also the official DJ for Lou Breeze. He also has a radio show called Confunction, which airs on CHRY 105.5 FM. He recently had a radio show called Brown Bills Radio with DJ Charlie Brown, and he's also played along DJs such as DJ Respect, Dr. J, Platinum Touch, etc. He's also DJed at clubs as Government, Pasha Lounge, Suite 106, and of course he's also a university student getting his education on, and he's soon hoping to become a teacher. No KRS-One here, of course, but you know what I'm saying. We have one of the fastest rising DJs at the moment, DJ RR-Rych Kydd in the building. Welcome to Roll to Radio.
Wow, that was an interesting bio. I gotta see if you know someone in my family. Like that was crazy. That was crazy.
That's next segment.
Thank you for having me, though.
Most definitely. Of course, in a recent interview, you mentioned that Bow Wow's DJ was the one who initially inspired you to become a DJ.
Yeah.
What was it about that whole thing? What was it about the whole DJing that you saw from his DJ that made you want to become a DJ in the first place?
I remember I was in grade 5. It was 97, 98 that year. And that's when BET first came to Canada.
Right.
And I remember all the hype, everyone saying, oh, there's going to be this new show. It's a Rap City, but there's 2 hours because you remember our Rap City was only half an hour with Master T.
Right.
And that's when Joe Claire and Big Les were on it. And this group, the Bib 10 All-Stars, it was Lil Meek and DJ Justin, all these other little guys from like around the US. Like they kind of got put together,
right.
Kind of like how Chris Cross did. But I remember it was called Magnificent 7. That was the video. And at the end, they gave DJ Just his own segment, and he was just cutting and scratching. Like I couldn't believe the sounds that were coming from these 2 turntables because my dad had a record player,
right?
And I've never heard those sounds come from his record player.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I went home and I got one of his records and I tried to do it, and I broke the bell because it was a bell-driven turntable.
Yeah.
You know, but since then it was just something that I wanted to do, and that was a long time ago. Like I said, 97, 98.
Right.
So.
When you started DJing, did you initially just start out with the vinyl, or did you jump to CDs?
I remember I asked my dad for about 5 years straight to buy me turntables, and the answer never changed. It was no the whole time. And but at that time I was still going to New York. I went to New York every Labor Day and Victoria Day. That family down there.
Right.
And I'd buy records, and I'll just play them on my dad's record player. No pitch, nothing, just I play them. So when I was finished high school, my uncle, he gave me a high school, a gift basically. He gave me, I think it was 2,500 US.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it was like a lot of my friends were buying cars and whatever, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right.
And I got the turntables, and by that time I had like records saved up and whatever, but they were kind of old or whatever. Right. But I never went the CDJ route. It was just always the turntable.
Most definitely,
yeah.
Most definitely. What do you personally feel about those who just go the CD route as opposed to, the vinyl?
It's preference, but I personally think that they'll never have the true feel to how it feels and where it originated from. And once you play on the turntables, the vinyls, like you don't want to go to CDJs.
Right.
I mean, it's much easier. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You'll never want to do it. You'd rather take the loss and play on the turntables, even if Serato wasn't there. I know a lot of guys that would still carry records and buy records.
Most
you know what I mean? So.
In terms of the music that you started spinning when you first came out, what type of music were you spinning? Was it more hip hop based? Was it more R&B based? Funk? What was it?
To tell you the truth, it was soca.
Okay.
Yeah. Both my parents are Bajan born and bred,
right.
And those were the records that my dad had. He had. I remember he had strictly the best reggae. And like he had the nice lovers rock. He didn't have any dance song. He had soca, a lot of Bajan soca, Trini soca. So it was that. And then once I started buying my first record was Deja Vu by Lord Tweak and Peter Guns.
Okay.
It's the first record that I bought with my money.
Okay.
And then from there it was just like kind of hip hop because, like I said, with BT being like the new forefront for music in Toronto.
Yeah.
I just bought what basically I saw on TV.
Okay.
And as I got older, I started to get into kind of like underground stuff and appreciating more stuff like Wu-Tang and you know, that kind of stuff. And my brother's a big underground fan,
Okay.
so he had older stuff that I didn't know about, like Group Home,
Right.
and he put me onto other things. And then it was trying to, you know, find those records,
Right.
going down to play the record and like bothering Eugene, trying to hide something from me. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but at first it was definitely hip hop and R&B out of my own money.
Okay, most definitely. And how important is it as a DJ, not just to be specific to a genre, but to be able to play any type of music that you play? I mean, for you personally, do you just play, you know, what's specific to that club, or do you play whatever you feel like at any point in time?
I like to play whatever I feel like, because versatility is key, man. Like, you don't want to be that hip hop kid or that reggae kid, because once people take you out your atmosphere, then it's like, what can you do?
Right.
You know what I mean? You could have a set that you built before you left home,
Right.
and then a DJ before you can go and play every single song that you want to play. Then it's like, okay, what do you do now?
Right.
That's where it really matters, you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
show how good you are as a DJ and how you practice your strengths and everything. But when promoters call me, it's definitely for hip hop and R&B. But I like to kind of test the water sometimes, you know.
Right.
I just did a boat cruise on Sunday where I played soca.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not something that people would usually call me for, but it's
Right.
because I have the knowledge and also I have the background in it. You know what I mean? So.
And of course, you also, as we had mentioned earlier, you also have a show. You're a part of a show actually, a Function, along with your cousin DJ Night Rider and DJ Kid Finesse, DJ Fresh Cut, MC Lucky, and Princess. What was that whole experience like?
That was my first Ebonytrae radio. DJ Night Rider, he's like, come spin.
Right.
And I went and we violated so many policies. I had to be a trained volunteer and whatever. But then he got me the training, and it was like, I learned so much more about radio.
Right.
And so long story short, I officially became part of the show. And his show was geared towards older folks.
Okay.
And but it was good because it allowed me to play that type of music and get a better understanding for that type of music. And he'd always educate me, like for instance, when a new Waka Flocka song comes out,
Right.
it's like the biggest thing. And he would tell me that about songs before my time. It's like, oh, when this song came out, it was like the biggest thing to ever happen. And I remember playing it here and there. So like, he gave me a really thorough understanding for music that I wasn't able to be there for.
Okay.
And so now it's like, when I play old school, it's like I understand what I'm playing. You know what I mean? I won't play a good song and then a crap song and then a good song. Like, I really understand what I'm playing and the reaction I'm looking for from the people. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Most
Play the old
definitely.
school.
Breaking new artists, you know, a lot of DJs tend to do that. Not everybody does it, but there are DJs that do that. What does it mean to you as a DJ to be able to break a record?
It gives you that. I think it gives you. I wouldn't say notoriety, but okay, it gives you a different look, because if it's a song that people really love, they're gonna remember where they heard it first.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy played that song and I really loved it, blah blah blah, and that's how it goes. And then word of mouth travels. You know, oh, you gotta hear this song, and people are gonna be like, oh, where'd you hear it? Oh, I heard this DJ play it at this point in time or on this radio station, whatever. So like, not only does the song travel, but your name travels with the song as well. Oh yeah, I heard this DJ play that or whatever. So it's great to break new music, because you kind of, like I said, you travel with new music, and that's how you get out there. And I remember the first time I ever heard Frank Ocean, Noah King, which is like a crazy song, everyone loves it. I was in the Hot 97, and one of my good friends from on that radio station, Castle, was playing it, and I Googled it. I heard that song and I was blown away instantly on the production, everything. And so now whenever I tell someone about that song, because now everyone knows it, but when I used to tell people about the song, I'll be like, yeah, I heard DJ Cashman play it. It's crazy, you gotta get it, or whatever. And so it's like, you give me that same predicament. Someone could be like, yeah, I heard DJ I play this song on Real to Radio that you have to have. And then it's like, some people may actually hit up Andre. And now it's like, you can build a whole networking, clientele, or anything like that. So it's amazing to break new records.
In terms of mixtapes, now you've done a mixtape in memory of Big Pun. What was it that made you want to do that?
I used the outro of a movie done on Big Pun's life, and that's the outro to my mixtape. It says, Tony Sunshine says, I think this night is very important because a lot of things have been done on all the greats. And as far as he knows, nothing has been done on Big Pun, and he's definitely one of the greats.
Okay.
So I think that speaks for the avenue that I was trying to go along. I remember my friend Danny in grade 5,
Right.
calling me into his garage and said, "Yo, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear the CD. You gotta hear the CD. It's Big Pun." And at that time, Big Pun had the only reason I knew Big Pun was because of the deep cover '98.
Right.
You know, the dead in the middle, little, and I remember the camera zoomed in on his mouth. You could see his front just moving, and everyone was wilding over that.
Yeah.
And so then I took in Capital Punishment. I was like, oh, this is crazy. The other album that came on after, not so much, but it was like people always do Jay-Z tributes,
right.
or March 9th, every DJ will do a Biggie tribute.
Right.
Some DJ will do Pac tributes, but you'll never ever catch someone doing something for Big Pun.
Right.
So I really do like all the music that he's put out, but again, it was just to be doing something different. You know what I mean? I don't want to be doing everything that everyone does. I'm not going to put out a Biggie tribute.
Right.
That's been done a million times before me. So you know what I mean? I'm not going to put out a Tupac tribute, but just something that I feel like no one really targets.
Right.
And just to broadcast his music to a whole other community. And I was in contact with his wife, and she was actually extremely proud that I did that. I got his wife's email from someone on Twitter, and she was extremely proud. Even not Tony Sunshine, Cuban Link.
Okay.
Cuban Link was really proud, and I was supposed to make it down there for the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and Cuban Link was supposed to just introduce me to a bunch of people and everything. I couldn't make it out there, but a lot of people were just really proud that I did it, and it was well received here too. Like I went to a few hip hop shows and handed it out, and a lot of people just loved it.
Sure. Of course, speaking of Louis Breeze, you're his official DJ. How did that come about?
Me and Louis have something that we call the Light Skin Connect.
Okay.
Anytime Louis Breeze hits me up, he says, "We're the last of a dying breed," and I say, "Of course, we're the last of a dying breed." But basically, it came up as two camps just getting together. The person that does my bookings and control and does everything with me, Jake. Him and Lou Breeze, his manager, Black. They grew up together. So it was on the Brown Bill show, and Lou Breeze and Black were watching it, and because it was something they could watch online, basically, on Globe Radio. And Lou was like, "I really want this guy to be part." Lou, he liked the way he DJ'd, and I was actually playing one of his records, and I was cutting it up and doing whatever. And Lou Breeze was like, "Yo, I really like the way this guy plays. Let's reach out to him." And then when he reached out to me, I was like, "Okay, that's cool, but I'm not really too sure how to go with this process working with the artist. So I'm like, let me just holler at my manager."
Right.
And he's like, "Okay, cool. Who's your manager?" And I told him, he's like, "Oh, word, I went to school with that guy. We grew up together, blah, blah, blah." And then we just all sat down and it came together.
Congratulations on your win this year.
Thank you.
2011 rated Next DJ of the Year. Were you surprised to win the award?
I was surprised only because there's so many DJs out there. Like, by tomorrow there'll be another DJ. It's a new Twitter and whatever. So it's like, and it's like, okay, well, where does the rankings come from? Like, is it someone that can someone be nominated this year if they just started DJing this year? It's like I was so confused by the whole thing and not really understanding too much because I really got into the clubs in 2007. 2007 I got into the clubs just after I turned 20.
Right.
And I've done my dues. Standing out on the street corners, nose running, handing out flyers for parties that I wasn't even on, just trying to build a rapport with the promoters, you know what I mean? And my fair share of doing parties, not getting paid, but just doing it for the love, you know what I mean? And trying to do my best with that. Even though I'm playing the early set, that one promoter being there, like, who's this guy playing? Like, I like the way he's playing, or building that rapport with the club owner or whatever. So it was like, I was wondering, like, have I been DJing too long to be considered next or whatever? So then when I got the nomination, I just really tried hard not to think about it because I didn't know it could have went anyway. So like anytime I catch myself thinking about it, like, stop thinking about it. So then when I got the award, I was like taken by shock. I really didn't know what to say. I always said, like, you know, if I ever get anywhere with DJing, like I'd have to thank these certain people. And then when I went up there, like I went blank. But yeah, everything has been really good. It's all a blessing, and I guess it comes from passion because, like I said, I first started DJing in '98.
Right.
When I got that money, like we're talking about, the American dollar was better
Right.
at that time. And a lot of my friends were buying cars, and I saw this sweet Acura Integra that was, you know, a low mileage, and I could have bought, but it's just riding out basically what I said I wanted to do from a long time ago. So, you know, I think it's a reflection of that.
For sure. I'm pretty sure in due time you can buy that and some anyways. It's all good. That's what it is, man. Of course.
RoyaltyRadio.ca